So previously on my channel, I made a big rant about the game No Mercy and that how it was being censored by a lot of activist groups that very much did not like that No Mercy was being distributed and was being sold by groups like itch.io and Steam. And I even mentioned that I actually bought a copy of No Mercy off of itch.io so that I could play and review it, and itch.io actually removed it from my account without refunding me. So I thought, you know what? This is going to be just them testing the water, seeing what they can get away with. And it's become very obvious that they very much took, hey, we can get away with this. We can put pressure on these companies by going through the banks. And they have continued to take more land after itch.io and Steam have allowed them to take this land. So just saying it from the horse's mouth itself, here's an article by itch.io. An update on NSFW content. We have de-indexed all adult NSFW content from our base and search pages. We understand that this action is sudden and disruptive, and we are truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io. Due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io before being banned back in April, the organization Collective Shout launched a campaign against Steam and itch.io, directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on our platform to ensure that we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for all developers. We must prioritize our relationship with our payment partners and take immediate steps towards compliance. This is a time-critical moment for itch.io. A situation developed rapidly and we had to act urgently to protect the platform's core payment infrastructure. Unfortunately, this meant it was not realistic to provide creators with advance notice before making this change. We know that it is not ideal, and we apologize for the abruptness of this change. We are currently conducting comprehensive audit of content to ensure that we can meet the requirements of our payment processors. Pages will remain de-indexed and as we complete our review. Once this review is complete, we will introduce new compliance measures for NSFW pages. This will include a new step where creators must conform that their content is allowable under the policies of the representative payment processors linked to their account. Part of this review will see some pages being permanently removed from itch.io. Affected accounts will not be notified via their account. Effective accounts will be notified via their account's email addresses from other support addresses. You can reply to that email if you have any follow-up questions. We ask for your patience and understanding as we navigate this challenging period. I'm sorry we cannot share more at this time as we are still getting to fully understand this. Getting a full understanding. That is a weird way to phrase that. As we are getting a full understanding of the situation ourselves. We will post a follow-up on our blog if the situation changes. Thank you. So, a lot of these payment processors have decided that they want to start telling people what they can and can't do with their distributing networks, with their business. And I think that is very much a dramatic breach of one, contract, and of two, their civil rights as an individual corporation or an entity or as a citizen of whatever nation that they are in. A payment processor should not be allowed to enact a made-up law on companies or individuals. I think that is very much a huge human rights violation on that concept alone. You are not the government, you are not my pastor. You are the bank. And if you create a monopoly like these payment processors have obviously done and are locking people out of being able to conduct business because they do not like the business that they're perfectly legally operating, then yes, I think honestly whatever CEO of that payment processor should get arrested. But the way the United States is set up is that corporations are considered their own legal entity, so whatever action a CEO makes, he's perfectly legally okay with. So I hope you enjoy the government that you voted for, or the government that your ancestors voted for, because that's what you get, and you deserve what you tolerate. So we've got a Collective Shout here. So here's the article from Collective Shout, an open letter to payment processors profiting from rape, incest, and child abuse games on Steam. So I'm gonna be straight up forward with this, okay? Lolicon is not allowed on either Steam or itch.io. So they decided to throw CSM into this pool of the other content as a means to attack them. It's like when the FBI kicks down your door and all of a sudden finds a bunch of CSM on your computer right before you were about to write a huge article about what the FBI did that was incorrect. They very much are just adding CSM as a defamatory statement, despite neither of these websites allowing lolicon content or anything that involves CSM. And I mean, if you do want to broaden the spectrum of what CSM content counts as in a game or in any form of media, you need to ban these games. The Last of Us, because obviously the main character who's a child in that game gets killed horribly. God of War, you know, Dad of War, his son gets killed a lot in that game. You've got Persona, the entire Persona series, especially Persona 5, has a lot to do with CSM. Lisa RPG, the entire plot for Ready or Not revolves around you being a SWAT team stopping CSM. And we could also get into movies. We've got Lilo and Stitch. Lilo literally gets fucking abandoned at the end of the live action remake. Pretty much any Disney movie has a child getting harmed in one way or another, okay? Also, thank you Permaband for pointing out that Collective Shout has supported the movie Cuties. So Collective Shout is 100% okay with the Islamic child grooming gangs that are within Europe. They are okay with real children getting sexually assaulted. But no, you can't have adult women in fucking Steam games having sex or any NSFW content. No, they have to be moderated. They have to be moderated by the actual fucking pedophiles. The actual pedophiles are telling you what games you're not allowed to play. And I'm sorry, these people, if you're defending Cuties, you're an actual fucking pedophile. Also, if you want to go into it, like Charles Darwin needs to be banned because he had sex with his cousin, and they want to remove incest from game. I think incest is gross, but you know what? If we're going by the loosest definition, no more Charles Darwin, no more evolution. Okay, you know what else? 90% of anime involves a kid getting hurt in some form of way. Like, most of them are like these young protagonists get into fights with like ultra demons or something. You know what else? Any Holocaust movie. We just need to ban any Holocaust movie because all of them involve children dying, okay? No more Holocaust movies, no more Holocausts in media. I don't want to hear any of y'all talk about the Holocaust anymore, okay? Because that involves children getting hurt. To shout, are you fucking Holocaust deniers? Are you fucking Hitler? Is this organization ran by Nazis? First they come for your video games, and they're gassing you in the gas chambers. You know what? Also, we need to overthrow the South African government because Nelson Mandela blew up schools or something. Fuck it. Start apartheid again. We're starting apartheid. That's what Collective Shout wants to do. They want to start apartheid. So here's a list of all the people that they're writing this letter to. The Japan Credit Bureau. So they're going after the Japanese don't give a shit. Japanese are gonna fucking like goon the lolicon for the next 100 years. You're not winning that battle. Like, I don't like lolicon. I don't support lolicon. But you ain't winning that fucking battle with the Japanese. They do not give a shit about you. They just straight up do not give a shit about you. They're gonna keep gooning. Like, you ain't changing Japanese culture and Japanese fucking otaku shit like anytime soon. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I know I ain't gonna fucking change it, and I ain't gonna fucking like try to wage war against Japan because they're into their weird fucking shit. We're understanding that we're writing a request to you to cease processing payments on gaming platforms which host rape, incest, and child sexual abuse themed games. In April, okay, one, you're just lying because there is no CSM themed games besides some of the mainstream shit. In April, we exposed the sale of the rape simulation game No Mercy on both Steam and ItchIo gaming platforms. And so they are taking that as, hey, we were able to get this game pulled off of the platforms, so can you pull some more games off of the platforms for us? 100%. No Mercy was them testing the waters. They didn't actually care about the content in No Mercy. They just wanted to see if they could get away with it. Players assume the persona of a man who rapes his female family members, including his mother and his aunt. You write in, because I played No Mercy, you write in what your relationship with these characters are. It is not set in stone what your relationship with these characters are, because there is no canon relationship with those characters. So it could be a stepmom. It could be a mom if you really wanted to write that in, but you have to write in what your relationship with that woman is. So just because it's an option doesn't mean it's a part of the game's storyline. So you're lying there too. By the way, it's like, I'm not defending No Mercy. It actually is a shit game. It's not good. It's just really bad 50 Shades of Grey. like a really boring like, at least I can read 50 Shades of Grey as a schlock novel and think it's like funny as shit at how badly it's presented, despite women loving that shit. And like I said in my No Mercy review, the only reason why women hate No Mercy is because the guy isn't some fucking like billionaire alpha male. He's like this sneevling little fucking like college frat boy who's like a skinny college frat boy. He just genuinely like a fucking kid named Hunter that you want to punch in the face. But because he's the one in the dominant position, women hate it. In this game, you'll either become every woman's worst nightmare, or rather the best dick you'll ever have. Your goal is simple: leave no pussy unfucked, since it is the only thing they all want. Never take no for an answer. Fuck your mom, fuck your auntie, even fuck your friend's mom. Why not? Take what's yours and show no mercy. The game was geo-blocked in Australia following collective shouts to complaint to the Australian Classification Board. Following our global viral campaign, including a Change.org petition signed by over 70,000 concerned individuals and attracting international media attention, the game was taken down in Canada and the UK and pulled from Steam by the developer. However, we have since discovered hundreds of other games featuring rape, incest, and CSM on both Steam and itch.io. Our research has shown many of these games would breach Australian classification law. Who cares about Australian classification laws? Australia doesn't have the fucking, like, they don't get to tell every other country what the fuck they can do just because they want to censor shit in their own games. And none of this shit actually has CSM. You're just saying it has CSM, but that shit it was already not allowed on Steam. You're just adding it to your group of things that accuse Steam, like, yes, there's the other type of content in those fucking in fucking Steam.itch.io, but you're adding CSM as a fucking weapon. You don't actually give a shit about actual children getting hurt, but you want to use it as a weapon in order to attack people that you disagree with. Collective Shout Team Era has conducted extensive research using a Steam account set up for this purpose. So this person is not even a gamer. They literally just made a Steam account just so that they could search for the bad content that they don't want to see. So they're not even a part of the community, but they want to dictate how the community plays. And they want to make up lies so that they can leverage things against them. Like I could be debating anybody about anything revolving porn, and I could just start calling them a pedophile just so that I could try to win a public opinion advantage against them, but it doesn't mean it's actually fucking true. And that's what they're doing right here. We request that you demonstrate a corporal social responsibility and immediately cease processing payments on Steam and itch.io and any platforms hosting similar games. We await your response. So they literally want to weaponize banks against other companies and against individuals. Weaponizing banks. Shit's fucking unbelievable. They want to like violate people's constitutional rights and violate national rights and the authority of like people's governments by using banks as a means of attacking people. So they have their little list of organizations here. Some of these are pretty legit. Some of these are like, hey, we're an anti-grooming organization. We're going to go after people grooming people online. Now, you can tell a lot of these are not fucking effective with how powerful the fucking grooming gangs are in the fucking European Union and all the fucking, like, people getting groomed online by certain individuals. But, you know what? I agree with the message. I agree with a lot of, I agree we need to stop this, like, children being abused online. I think children shouldn't even be fucking allowed to be on the internet until they're fucking, like, almost adults or some shit. Like, I'm sorry, but there's too many fucking, like, babies on the internet that are getting, like, fucking drawn in by a Muslim grooming gang. But I wanted to point out the Natural Center on Sexual Exploitation, which used to be called Morality in Media. Now, funnily enough, this is a part of the list that they have here. And looking at their Wikipedia article, they actually are an extremely homophobic organization that wants to get rid of all gay representation in media. They've gone after lobbying different politicians in order to get porn banned. They've gone after the National Endowment for Artists. They've attacked them for funding because they think that their art is profane. So they're literally just attacking artists, literally going, like, after gay people for being gay in public. They literally attacked Iowa's Supreme Court for legalizing, like, same-sex marriage. Like, this is literally a homophobic hate group that disguises themselves as a sexual exploitation group in order to attack people. And they're like, oh, We're gonna accuse you of child sex trafficking if you don't follow all of our rules. That's what this organization does. They're literally the people who will call you a pedophile because you don't agree with them, despite it being completely irrelevant to the topic that they're arguing. I like to emphasize, pedophiles are fucking terrible. Like stay away from kids. They ain't your kids, stay the fuck away from them. And if there are your own kids, also don't touch them. But these people are definitely they'll defame people and call them pedophiles in order to gain an advantage politically. So a big one that I noticed, the game Fear and Hunger has actually been removed off of itch.io. And ironically enough, Fear and Hunger does have some sex stuff in it, but it's not the main focus of the game. Very much Fear and Hunger is a type of game that is supposed to be a horror game that has getting attacked by the guard being a part of the horror. And it's supposed to be a very grim, dark type movie. It's very much a reference off of Berserk. And that also got dragged into the being removed as a piece of NSFW content. Despite Fear and Hunger not being smut, it's more of just a gothic horror situation that has scenes like that. So funnily enough, you can actually still go onto the game itself's pages and be able to look at the content revolving around the games. So you can actually go to like the game's pages and you can still like see the games, you can still buy the games, but they've been unindexed. So the only way to discover these games now is by searching for them on Google and getting to the page directly. Yeah, that's the whole situation. Collective Shout is very much just a censoring organization. They very much want to use banks in order to attack people that create content that they disagree with, but they don't actually give a shit about anyone in real life getting hurt. Otherwise, they'd go after cuties. Otherwise, they would go after real life instances where people are getting attacked. And these organizations who want to ban content never go after actual people, because that would actually take effort. Because it is very dangerous to go after people who are actually hurting people, because you're putting yourself at risk in order to defend people. And I'm sorry, there is a level of aggression and a level of risk of violence that someone has to put themselves out there in order to actually care about people getting hurt and people getting put into these situations and getting attacked. And these people do not want to put in that type of effort or risk themselves in order to protect actual victims of CSA, sexual assault, all that good shit. This video is not getting monetized, so I don't give a shit. These people don't actually give a shit about any sexual assault. They just want to be outspoken, and they want to get the easiest common denominator and grift off of actual victims. These people, in the long run, are only hurting real victims. They're only making it worse for actual victims to seek justice, because this is getting actual victims less credibility and less help. People who donate to these organizations are only making it easier to hurt people. But that's going to be the end of this one. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. God, I wanted to make a fun video talking about making good stuff. I wanted to do skits, but I felt this was very relevant to talk about because I am personally working on my own indie game. There's going to be a scene between the main character and a very consensual. It's a romance game. It's the fucking male fantasy, not the female fantasy. You fucking rapist. Jesus fucking Christ. I wanted to make a video talking about the game I'm working on, but I guess you guys are gonna have to wait on that shit. Okay, bye. Go do something else.